Hi, my name is Maxine Samone. I'm here to share a touch of Venus with you. If you are watching on TikTok, thank you for being here. If you're seeing this on YouTube, thank you also for being here. And let's get into some collective messages. I had several songs coming to me. The first one was a Drake song that was, I forget the name of the song, but he was saying, don't speak my language. Speak my language. He's saying that people don't speak his language, right? And then he was saying, he was getting a text message. And he's like, whatever. When can you come get your stuff? Something about it being in the crib is bringing bad luck. So you may be like going in a different direction than some people in your life. That is if that's how you're feeling, you're very much in alignment, because I went down a rabbit hole last night. I went to meditate and I was kind of given some keywords regarding like womb healing. And so it brought me to this beautiful website. It's like Wikipedia for like ascension things. It's called Ascension Gallery. I believe it's called ascensiongallery.com. Don't quote me on that, but look up Ascension Gallery. So much info in there. To the point, I see a Starlight joining the chat. Thank you for being here. But Ascension Gallery, Google that. It's like Wikipedia for like spiritualists, but it goes into some very abstract things. It may not be abstract to you, especially if you've been on this journey for a long time, but for like people that are just joining the space, it may be kind of abstract, But one thing that really stood out to me was there was a chart that I saw that explained the different dimensions and how we're climbing dimensions in consciousness. And it was explaining the 3D 3 levels, the 5D 3 levels, the 7D 3 levels, and then it goes up to like 12 dimensions. And it was like explaining the consciousness. But one thing that really stood out to me was that we've been talking a lot about emotional alchemy. And we're in Scorpio season now, so that is the theme, emotional alchemy. Get into your feelings. You're gonna be triggered to be in your feelings, okay? With Scorpio season. So, but with these triggers, it's meant to free you. It's meant to free the bondage that some of these egoic powers that bind your 7 energy centers are having over you, basically where your fears are, where those blockages are, where that stagnant, fixed energy, fixed water, fixed emotions are. And it's supposed to get you, moving those, you know what I'm saying? So that is where we're at Scorpio season wise. We have big transitions happening. Again, when you see this, and this will be posted on YouTube if you're just joining the chat on TikTok, this will be posted on YouTube. If you're just seeing this, whenever you're seeing it, it will have messages for you. Okay. Like this is a collective timeless message. We don't deal with linear time here in this space. Okay. But I wanted to say that the 7 powers of the ego. So we've been talking a lot about emotional alchemy, and we've been dealing with like inviting in divine feminine energies. Divine feminine is rising, which also is a very scorpionic, dealing with the dark feminine or what's hidden in the subconscious, So that is rising from this dormant place on a collective level. But this also connects because everything is a mirror, right? We have our own energy centers. The earth also has her own energy centers, and they are reflective of us. But you may notice that there's this big separation happening on a collective level in consciousness that's been happening. And people that are existing in the 3D, it's a state of mind, it's a belief system, it's a way of life. It's literally your body's integration of light as well, and your understanding of that, and like your embodiment of that. And when I say embodiment, that literally means the light codes that you are integrating into your body. And I know that if you're just joining like the spiritual concept, that can be like kind of go over your head. Damn, I forgot to put the I hate when I do that. I forgot to put the content disclosure on. Okay, anyway, but yes, the difference. You will start to see people become extremely frustrated, extremely irritable, extremely angry, like it's dealing with sicknesses as well. This is their body trying to help get rid of that stuck stagnant energy. You know what I'm saying? Through the repressed emotions, through the physical sicknesses, the body is trying to detox and to elevate into this lighter, consciousness, like a elevated consciousness. Some people are resisting that. They are not, going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy to either. It's not easy to do that emotional alchemy work, that deep energetic healing shadow work, but it also unlocks certain energy centers in your body. What I read last night that was so interesting to me was that as you ascend into the 5D, you actually access more energy centers in your body. There's not just the 7. And we've been kind of knowing that there's more than 7, but literally that is the dimensions that we're moving into are more aligned with more than 7 energy centers. Meaning, and I've been kind of talking about these on my channel a little bit, introducing these to those that book readings with me, that it comes up in the readings that there are like crossover points of our chakra systems, or these centers, where it looks like almost like a Venn diagram. Like, for instance, we have the high heart chakra, which is the mix of the throat, and we have the heart center. So there's this crossover point where it looks like a Venn diagram. And this Venn diagram center is called the high heart. And this is where you speak from a compassionate, heart loving, centered place. You know what I'm saying? Where you have empathy for those, and you also use your throat chakra to activate and to spread love in the world and to like wake others up. So there, once you have activated your throat and you've activated your heart, you can also activate this high heart center, right? So there are different like energy points that are actually opening up for us because we have unblocked or cleared the 7 powers of the ego. It actually opens up, it clears open. It clairs, more clairs as well. People are upgrading in their abilities and their intuitive abilities and their sensitivities. You may not be able to eat the same things, or be around the same people because you're extremely sensitive. Like, these are ascension symptoms that you are integrating more light into your body. This actually aligns with what we're seeing as well on on a planetary level, because we've been seeing solar flares. So there's more light literally like available to us, and our bodies have to adjust to that as well. So you may also, when it comes to ascension symptoms, you may also be feeling extremely tired. If you are ascending, you'll probably be feeling tired. Your dietary needs are going to be changing. Like I said, more sensitive. You might notice like smells irritate you more, or like, things that you used to like, you're not gonna be able to like handle the stimulation of them, in some ways. Also, frequency when it comes to people's words. That's been a big thing. Like, discernment is getting like turned up like 10 notches. Like, and I've been saying that for a minute too, but you might really notice that, and you will become acutely aware of what dimension or what consciousness other people are like at or trying to elevate out of, or if they're choosing to be stuck. You will be acutely aware of that by the frequency of their voice, which they choose to entertain, who they choose to be around, what they find to be comfortable, and what they find to be uncomfortable. So those are kind of some downloads. And then the other channeled message I had, or channeled song, was, I don't know who it's by, but it's called Morning or Sunshine or something. And the beginning is, it's a very like vibey kind of like, it just kept saying morning sunshine. It's a beautiful morning. Morning sunshine. It's a beautiful morning. But it's like it gives an oldies vibe. And so it feels like the sun is like rising in some way, or that one, it feels like you might be waking up in the middle of the night as well, like 4:30 in the morning, like I have been for the past 2 weeks, like on and off, waking up hella early in the morning. But I want to try something different when it comes to starting the channel messages. We do have a moon coming up. I want to say new moon, but I don't know why I can't think of it as a new moon or full moon. It's a new moon in Scorpio on 11/1/2024. So we have a 111 portal happening as well. That's the day after Halloween when the veil is the thinnest, and also it's a Scorpio season, so we are kicking off things with a bang. We also have Pluto moving into Capricorn, which is a huge shift, like a 20-year shift. So there's a lot going on. And so in the name of Scorpio season, I kind of like to pull off of my bookshelf and just kind of do some bibliomancy to see the direction of the reading that Spirit's going to take us in. And I have The Art of Seduction, which, if you know this book, this is a Robert Greene book. This is like dark psychology type of book. So I kind of want to do some bibliomancy out of this. We also have The Wisdom of Not Knowing, which I have explored a little bit. This is by Estelle Frankel. Discovering a Life of Wonder by Embracing Uncertainty. Yes, into the new timelines. We're going to get a excerpt out of that. And then in true witchy Scorpio format, we are going to, and you see I love half price books. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to grab a spell a day and grab like a little ritual or something that you could explore if you'd like to at the end of the reading. I'm just feeling called also to get some incense going. We're going to go with the myrrh. I did, cleanse, but we're going to see. Let's get the vibes right. Let's get the vibes right. Just a brief intermission. Grab your water, grab your tea. Grab your notebook, okay? Because we're about to get into it. And I do have a new posting schedule for YouTube. Readings will be going up Wednesdays and Fridays now. I'm not going to be posting every day because that is not sustainable. And I also want to make time for personal readings. Okay. Let's start with The Art of Seduction. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher beings of light and unconditional love, divine mother, divine father, Holy Spirit. What are the best and highest messages for this collective? So we're on page 192. And this seems to be talking about gender roles. It does mention on the top of the page Cleopatra. So you may be called in that direction. Okay, let's see. Antiquity's other great seducer, Cleopatra, also sent out mixed signals, by all accounts physically alluring in voice, face, body, and manner. She also had a brilliantly active mind, which for many writers of that time made her seem somewhat masculine in spirit. So we have this integration happening. These contrary qualities gave her complexity, and complexity gave her power. That's a message. To capture and hold attention, you need to show attributes that go against your physical appearance, creating depth and mystery. If you have a sweet face and an innocent air, let out hints of something dark, even vaguely cruel in your character. It is not advertised in your words, but in your manner. The actor Errol Flynn had a boyishly angelic face and a slight air of sadness. Beneath this outward appearance, however, women could sense an underlying cruelty of criminal streak and an exciting kind of dangerousness. This play of contrary qualities attracted obsessive interest. The female equivalent is the type epitomized by Marilyn Monroe. She had the face and voice of a little girl, but something sexual and naughty emanated powerfully from her as well. Madame Recamier did it all with her eyes, the gaze of an angel suddenly interrupted by something sensual and flirtatious. Playing with gender roles is a kind of intriguing paradox that has a long history of seduction. So that is really interesting. So we are talking about integrating the masculine and the feminine and how attractive, how magnetic that makes you. You may also, Scorpio energy, you can attract people that are obsessive over your energy. So again, there could be this separation happening and you may feel people becoming obsessed with your energy or really wanting to be in your energy. And you have to have strong enough boundaries to know what frequency that you want to align with. And you may be super upfront as well. This is something that I recommend that you do but is be very forthcoming with how you operate, because then that does not give people the opportunity to try to manipulate the situation. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're still going to have to stay firm on your boundaries and how you operate, because thank you, Train. If people I just lost my train of thought. If people push back on that, that would be essentially, you would be sacrificing yourself and your values in order to not make somebody feel uncomfortable, but their consumption energy and this neediness or obsessiveness is making you uncomfortable. So it's important to maintain a certain level of boundaries. Again, that is page 192, and then this is the chapter called send mixed signals. So then again, this is like how to make people, like to seduce people. So this is dark psychology, but this could also be talking about just in general. We're in the middle of transitioning, like timeline. So it's important to use your discernment. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the next bibliomancy. Let's see. Befriending the Unknown, part 2. This is page 75. The quote on it says, "If you think you know God, you know very little. All that you can know are ideas or images of God. I do not know God, nor can I say that I do not know it. If you understand the meaning of I neither know nor I don't know, you understand God. Those who realize that God cannot be known, truly known, those who claim that they know nothing. The ignorant think that God can be grasped by the mind. The wise know it is beyond knowledge." So that is from... that is a quote. And then the second quote on the page says, "It is not possible except through negation to achieve even that limited apprehension of God which it is in our power to achieve. God cannot be apprehended by the human intellect, but none he himself can apprehend what he is, and our knowledge of him consists in our knowledge that we are unable to truly apprehend him." So basically, a wise man knows that they know nothing at all, you know? And so, don't be quick to make judgments. And then we're going to save this last one until the end. But that was an interesting... Actually, I want to kind of... What was this? 75, I believe. On the page before that, I was saying to keep a dream journal. Literally, it says keeping a dream journal. So that may be advice, you know, something to go by in these next upcoming days, weeks, as we go through this transition. I'm interested to see how this all ties into... Oh, you know what just came through? You may be getting messages in your dreams concerning people that are a little bit addicted or consumptive with your energy. This could be... I feel like there could be things going on in other realms. Again, we are dealing with Scorpio season. The veil is super thin type of vibe. So you could be experiencing things or dreams and things like that that are actually alluding to what may be happening on a subconscious level, you know, between you and another person. So I would keep a dream journal for sure. Let's see. Thank you for gifts. Like I said, if you just came in here, this will be posted on YouTube, and my YouTube is linked and all of that. And I post collective messages on Wednesdays and Fridays. And obviously, you know personal readings are booked there. But let's see. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher beings, light and unconditional love, divine mother, divine father, Holy Spirit. What are the best and highest messages for this collective? That myrrh is sounding, or not sounding, smelling good. So we have Sacred Play flying out. This is a pretty card. I like this. Sacred Play, Angel Khalil, Caliel, and this is polychrome jasper. I've never heard of that crystal before. But it's Crystal Angel 444, number 7, the card number 7. But this is like, it's giving rainbow aura. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's giving alignment. It's giving, this is your time to kind of like look at the world in a different way. I feel like the world has been so serious. I feel like you've been so serious. You've been doing a lot of healing, heavy healing work, a lot of, you know, I'm saying like moving, clearing all those blockages. It feels like you're coming into a place of integration of your masculine and feminine, which is like really getting you into alignment, which is so beautiful because like that's what people sense, this rainbow aura from you when you walk into a room. They might get chills when you walk into a room. They might feel like you're just like so cool. I just want to be around you. Like things like that. Like, oh, I really like your energy. That's one of my favorite compliments. You know what I'm saying? I just really like your energy. I'm like, I wonder why. You know, like, but it feels like this is your time to actually play, to actually get to creating the world that you want to live in. Oh, that's a lot. But I do feel like there's this separation. So while you're experiencing like happiness, joy, you know what I'm saying, as you're moving into your dream timeline, it feels like your dream timeline, and you're like imagining new things, you're using your imagination, you're letting your inner child out to play, you're also going to be witnessing people that are going through difficult times because they've yet to do that healing work. They will be looking to you or trying to attach to your energy, you know, so be mindful of that. We have the original self, and we have divine alchemy, and then we have discernment. This is exactly what I'm saying. We have original self. So you are aligning with what feels like your crystalline DNA. This is like what I was saying, and this kind of like your kind of like prelude in this whole reading. And if you're just getting into spirituality, like welcome to the club and all of the things. But there is some, and I just see like this little butterfly that, you know, icon or profile picture says day by day joined. Taking it day by day. Just take it day by day. You're going to get to the transformation. We have Earth Angel joining. I love this. But it just shows that it's going to take time. And even in this card, I didn't even notice this. The original self, look, it has like these butterfly wings. So it's like you're really, you got wings. It's your time to fly. It's your time to also lead this new earth. It feels like you're in a leadership position. It's a little bit scary because you're really like front line. You know what I'm saying? You're really front line. You may not feel like it if you measure yourself according to like society standards. You know what I'm saying? You may not feel like you are ahead of the curve, but you are really ahead of the curve when it comes to these spiritual concepts and integrating like this new earth. And so we have divine alchemy. We have Ascended Master Mary Magdalene. Again, we were talking about the emotional alchemy. You are able, this is one of your greatest gifts, is you are able to take darkness and you are able to transform it through love. And so this is why you're on the front line. You know what I'm saying? And then we have discernment here. So as you are doing all of this work to keep yourself out of lower vibrations, away from lower frequencies, and you have some strong protection around you because we have Sekhmet here as well. You're a very passionate person as well. You have the flame in your, like, it's like a burning heart space, like a beautiful burning, like, I just picture like a ball, like a pink and red ball of like light energy from your heart space. And as you're doing all of this work to align with your dream timeline, to bring in a new earth, it feels like you not only transmute emotions from yourself for yourself, but you transmute the emotions of like your family and friends around you, which I feel like you're kind of taking a step back from because you can't take everybody with you, right? Or that's the advice. But I feel like you're shifting your focus to transmuting a lot of like very big collective energies, especially during Scorpio season. Scorpio, if you have any like strong Scorpio placements as well, you have the capacity to hold a lot of emotion. Like to transmute a lot of emotion. My ear is ringing. A lot of emotion, like through the fire, through the sacred fire, through the fire, through your heart space, through holding it, through feeling it, through crying, through, like, even if you have to do it alone. You know what I'm saying? Because Scorpio, not just Scorpio, but just like a lot of people, they need to be in like this, in order to be in that really vulnerable state where they're able to really feel that to move that through your body that way. I'm picturing someone like crying, but like yelling as well. You know what I'm saying? Like to move that through your body, you might need to like do it alone, or you might need to like go, I'm picturing like somebody like at a retreat or something, you know, like with plant medicine, you know, moving like a lot of emotion, you know. It feels like you have the capacity to do that, and you also do this not just for yourself, but for the collective. So beautiful heart space. I want to see how this is actually affecting what areas of life, you know, or like what spirit really, what we really talking about, because we are seeing that you are in a beautiful energy. It feels like you're in alignment. We were talking about like kind of being in this in-between space and experiencing ascension symptoms. So you may be experiencing those right now. But this is a good sign. This means that you're in alignment. Getting access to more gifts, like sensitivities, heightened sensitivity. So we have 12th house, escape. You have escaped. You're the patterning of your subconscious mind, Mars force. Okay, so this is, I guess I need to give a bit of a trigger warning in this kind of description, because this has been coming to me in and out, like, of consciousness. I feel like as I'm waking up and things like that. When we were talking about the ascension symptoms, we were talking about the like downloading new light codes in your body, like your DNA literally shifting, you know, and you're like ascending to match this 5D frequency, you know, on a body level. But the body that we were given, it already inherently had subconscious patterning in it based off of our ancestral DNA. You know what I'm saying? So we already had things that were binding us on a DNA level. And then we live our life and we have our patterning that binds us on a DNA level, on a body level. And then we also have, you know, the subconscious programming, did I just say that we inherit like through like music and like subliminals and all these things like that we experience that also bind us. So you have to be an extremely resilient, rebellious, big-hearted, big dog spirit, you know what I'm saying, to burn through, to put yourself through this divine fire, to literally, it feels like, restructure your DNA, to go through that, to do the emotional alchemy, to shed, to unblock your energy centers. You know, you've been doing like a lot of work, and this is why you take it day by day, because this is not something that what you're meant to get out of. It's something that is a subconscious trap of what we call the matrix or whatever, 3D consciousness, like whatever you want to call it, like Saturnian principles, you know, like it goes very deep, but it's also non-consensual. That's why I said trigger warning, because when we have sacred play here, when we get into our freedom, when we get into our creator consciousness is literally when we have your masculine and your feminine, and we have creation, which is tantric teachings, tantric yogic teachings, you know what I'm saying, where we're talking about sexual creative energy. So there is consent in that, in consenting to what we want to create in our day-to-day. When it's non-consensual, you know what's non-consensual? The hard R word. You know what I'm saying? The hard R word is basically what we like a a representation of the non-consensual, like, bindings, bondage, that we've experienced on our DNA level, on our subconscious level. It's something that is forced upon us that we are not creating from a conscious level. So then when you start to elevate into consciousness, you actually move into your creator consciousness, which is more aligned with like tantric yoga, consensual creation. Does that make sense? Do you get the mirror that I'm trying to give here? And it feels like there's a lot of mirrors in that concept that are hard to look at, but they ring true in the way that those that have survived that type of, you know what I'm saying? Those that have survived that, their body remembers patterning. You know what I'm saying? Like, their body keeps a score. Like, there's literally a book called The Body Keeps a Score. Their trauma is held in their body in a subconscious way. You know, and so that is the same level of, like, the same mirrored programming. And it's actually sad. I remember even watching, like, this, like, Law and Order episode, like, when I was younger. And there was one episode where the girl that had experienced that, she was, like, feeling so much shame because she had been, you know, R-worded and by multiple people, and her body reacted in a sexual way because your body still reacts to those things. And they had recorded it, and her boyfriend got a hold of that, and that's how the whole crime scene thing, you know, started. But the boyfriend was essentially ashamed of her. She was feeling shame because, you know, her body reacted in a way, even though it was non-consensual. And so it gives the same type of vibe as you continue to live your life, and you gather shame through all these actions that you've taken while you were in this unconscious, non-consensual creation state. You know what I'm saying? But then you start to take your power back by recognizing that I don't have to consent to things. I can release shame. I shouldn't hold shame, or I shouldn't judge myself for the circumstances I put myself through, be it based off of the programming that was given to me or that I chose to participate in on an unconscious level. And now that I'm in a conscious state, I can forgive myself. You know what I'm saying? And I can, so this is the strength that it takes. The emotional alchemy is very much mirrored in what I guess Spirit is calling sacred play. You know what I'm saying? I know that concept is a little bit, you know, it's out there, but it's not at the same time. It's very much relatable. And I feel like there's very few people that, not very few, I'm not going to put that out there. People that resonate with this will resonate with it, you know? But releasing that shame is going to be so powerful, because you know what? I started this reading with saying that I went down this rabbit hole. Ooh, and we have beloved Yeshua joining. Yes. I started this reading saying that I was getting into meditation last night because I wanted to ask Spirit some questions about womb healing. And so I did, and I was given some information about womb healing. But I've been going down a rabbit hole of, like, gathering information about womb healing, and not just women just have these wombs. Like, yes, we have the physical womb, and yes, we are the physical, you know, we are the portal physically to connect worlds, to bring spirits into the world, you know, to have this divine connection it's a lot of responsibility. It connects to our power, our co-creative abilities, our intuition, all these beautiful things. It also stores so much shame. But men also have an energetic womb. And so it's no wonder, it's very sad, but it's also in alignment to see so many men also over the years, especially now, coming out and speaking up about the things that they have gone through, that they hold inherent shame about, releasing that, alchemizing that. There's conversations around men being abused as well. You know what I'm saying? Not just the women. It's a systematic oppressive matrix that we live in that attacks both. It's a divide and conquer type of thing, you know. And then truth on that, just join, period. But yes, it feels like there's, again, it's you as the individual are on the front lines of this new earth, it feels like. You know what I'm saying? And if this message is for you, it's going to be resonating. It's going to be, you know, you're going to be feeling it. But I feel like at the same time, it can be painful because you're watching people kind of shedding and going through this divine fire that you had to go through as well. But you're on the front line, so it's your time. It's kind of your time to shine right now, to lead people into this new earth through sacred play, through consensual creation. So we have 7th house partners in reverse, and we have 1st house. I love that because you are done looking outside of yourself. And you realize that you have to love yourself first. You have to put yourself first. You are on the front line. You are going to show by example through your life, not through the people that you associate yourself with, or not by society's rules. And so I love that these cards are both yellow as well. So there is a big solar plexus activation happening, and that is your will to live. That is your will to create. That is your confidence as well. So there's an activation happening there, but a lot of solar energy as well. So lots of light codes. One more, please. Destiny. I love this. And then 8th house, endings and beginnings. Like I said, we're in Scorpio season. I'm talking about what I'm referring to, the 11-1 portal. So you're going to be... The trajectory is crazy. The trajectory is crazy in the best way. You know what I'm saying? In the best way. Let's get some more advice. Get into your Scorpio bag. It may be helpful to look at where Scorpio is in your chart. If you need help with that, I do have personal readings on my website. You want to look into your North Node. You're very close to achieving your goal. Believe in the impossible, and the answers you need are coming. So again, I feel like there's all this illumination. Look at all these big moons. 3 moons. So something is going to be illuminated, or I feel like you're going to be illuminated, actually. Yeah, it's you. You are going to be illuminated because it's like you're in this tantric dance right now. It's beautiful. I'm getting this tantric dance between your masculine and your feminine. Because we have here the full moon in Gemini here as well. And Gemini reminds me of an androgyny, you know. So people are going to watch you. Spirit is really going to allow you to step into this co-creative role in life because you've done the work. You've really done the work. I feel like it's really important to affirm you right now that nothing is going to be in your way. You have downloaded like some really powerful creator codes. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling like you need to rest, if you just need time to kind of plan and like, you know what I'm saying, get your ideas out of your mind, or jot down the ideas. Jot down the ideas that are coming in your dreams. We had the things that it's not just about the discernment, it's about your ideas as well. And as I say, that's this balanced spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces. Yeah, so you're going to be receiving some downloads in your dreams or in that dream-like state. Make sure you write them down. And then we also have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So Spirit's like, yes, you are going to be creating, but you're also on assignment. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going to be creating. Look at the bigger picture. Sagittarius. So we have lots of Jupiter energy as well with the Pisces, and we have the Sagittarius. So like spiritual knowledge, more wisdom. You are downloading information, what feels like out of thin air, but you know it's not out of thin air. You're like tapping into what feels like your Akashic records or something, like with that Mercury energy here with the Gemini. So you could be like getting information as you need it. Like as you come up with an idea, you're like, that would be really cool. Or Spirit gives you like this download and you're like, but I don't know how to do. They're going to be like, yeah, you do. You know how to do it. You've done it before in a different timeline. We're going to give you that information. What do you need? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to ask for it. Interesting. You just have to ask for it now. That's all. So you're going to be in this space of creating, like with your masculine energy, you're going to be putting things to action with balancing spirituality and practicality. But when it comes to receiving the information that you need or the resources that you need, you're going to be like, Spirit, okay, I need this for my next step. Yes, you're going to be going, get ready to be propelled into the unknown. Get ready to be propelled into a new chapter, new people, new everything. Ooh, and then we have the Phoenix kind of joining in the live. Yes, this is your moment to rise. We have the Bardo in the mirror. Interesting. Specifically, what's kind of coming to me is that you may be traveling. Threshold. You may be traveling, or you may be wanting to travel more. It kind of feels like to connect with places or spaces that your ancestors were. We have the gem here. The maiden, the hunter, the destroyer, the box, the father, the temple. Hold on. That's a lot. The maiden, the hunter, the destroyer, the box, the father, the temple. Okay. You're really coming into your power. You are not. It's interesting because I want to say like you're not a little girl anymore or you're not a little kid anymore, but it also feels like the intensity, the passion that your inner child has is coming to the forefront. It's like your inner child is very actually intense and it's like wanting to create. You might have been someone that was really creative, very artistic or intense, like maybe you just knew certain things, you know, kind of thing. People might have been off-put by your presence, you know what I'm saying, when you were little, but it feels like that's kind of coming to the forefront. There's something that it's like your inner child is coming out of the box, but there's also this, it's such a beautiful thing because your inner child is coming out, but it's also protected by what feels like it's like your masculine energy specifically when it comes to your body. Your masculine energy is getting upgraded specifically because we have the father in the temple. So your inner child does not feel unsafe anymore because that part of the integration is like, again, you have solar plexus activations. That's a very masculine center, your will to create. So it's like the inner child feeling supported by a protective masculine side of you, because your discernment is also up. The thread, yes. So your inner child, it feels like it's been kind of locked away in a box for a minute, for quite a while, because it did not feel safe to come out and play, to create. I mean, when we're talking about, we talked about some heavy subjects here. If that is the energetic frequency that your inner child has been picking up on, is non-consensual play, you know what I'm saying, then why would it want to come out? You know, now we're coming into consensual play. sacred play, sacred creation. So you've broken out of a cycle. I feel like you've elevated even past your, what feels like you've elevated past your birth chart. You know what I'm saying? And I say that like question mark-esque because I believe there's so many things to learn there, to learn yourself there. But at a certain degree, you start to look at things like astrology is a beautiful tool to look at things from like an eagle eye point of view. But after a while, you don't have to adhere to, you're not at the whims of this matrix. The astrology, your birth chart helps you to navigate this matrix, to know yourself better, to know what's to come, you know, to make predictions and things like that. You are now a creator. You don't have to rely on the patterns of your, exactly, the womb. You are a creator now. You don't have to rely on your charts or those patterns. It's interesting. It's great to know yourself on that level, but you don't have to rely on that anymore. The shapeshifter. You have some very powerful, intense energy. I love this. This is giving Kundalini awakening, but not just the awakening. You're like really coming into union. I actually, you know, it's coming. We have the shaman here as well. You're powerful because you've gone back and you've gathered certain aspects of yourself. Yeah, with the mirror and the bardo there, it's like you went and got fragmented versions of yourself and you kind of start putting them back together. I was going to say, you know, it's interesting. I have a spell a day that I want to end the reading on, which I will. But it just came to mind. It was this time last year that I did a ritual that Spirit gave me to do, which was to come into union with myself. I had gone through a breakup that activated the fuck out of me. Crown chakra awakening. It was like I could not ignore my intuition anymore. It was at that point, it was turning into self-betrayal. It was turning into, you know, all these other things. And it sent me into another spiritual awakening, which is very common if you find yourself on the path of the priestess, or if you're connected to Mary Magdalene or Sophia Christ consciousness or any of these things. Heartbreak ends up leading to your level up. So this happens a lot with women in general, but especially if you're on this Venusian priestess path, you may, if these keywords are ringing out to you, the frequencies are hitting you and all those things, you may be going through an activation or going through your rite of passage, kind of, where you are unblocking these 7 chakra centers, you know, removing the 7 powers of the ego. So I just threw out a bunch of keywords to you, so do your research, okay? Or if you want to, you can like contact me on my website and I will give you as many resources as I can, you know. But I did a ritual and I've been debating, it's been popping in and out of my mind if I want to share that or put that up on my website, because I did a ritual. It was like a Kundalini or a tantric ritual, and I had no actual backing other than what I was getting from my meditation to do. And I had a red candle. I had like candlesticks like this, you know, like the tall skinny ones. This one's burned down obviously, but I had a red one, a blue one, and I used the elements of fire and water, which if you look at any kind of twin flame anything or Kundalini things, or if you look at yin and yang things, fire and water, the masculine and the feminine come together. And I can't remember the ritual off the top of my head. I wrote it down actually though, because I felt like that was important. I wrote vows to myself. I was like, from my masculine perspective, what I vowed to my feminine side, and my feminine perspective, what I vowed to my masculine side. And I did this whole meditation thing. And that was such a powerful, beautiful experience. I have pictures of it. I would love to share that. I might make a YouTube video on this. But this could be, because when you do, excuse me, like confirmation burp, I guess. But I'm like, now I'm thinking about it, that was a year ago. And there has been this pilgrimage, you know, or a rite of passage of all these things that have really brought me into alignment. And so I really, if this is calling out to you, or if this is something that you're interested in, I would love to share that or make a YouTube video about it or whatever. But yeah, I feel like this message is kind of getting to a place of completion. We're going to get some angel cards, and then we are going to do our bibliomancy to wrap up the reading. The angels are supporting this message, please. I'm just hearing that song, Gorilla, Let Her Cook. Never gave a damn, man. I never gave. Fell off with them bitches. We ain't never making up. Let her cook. So you might have lost some people. You might have, like I said, gone through the divine fire. And that's painful, painful, painful. Your whole life changed. But there's no going back. There's no looking backwards. This is a new earth. That was, you were leaving an old reality and entering into a new one, literally. It's not just about the people that you left. It's like the whole entire reality you left. Your DNA, you shedded a skin, you know? So, as I say that, literally, we have angel of deception, angel of pride, angel of punishment on one thing that fell over here. And then we have angel of the sky and angel of new life in another hand. My left hand, new life in the skies. And then on my right hand, the punishment, pride, ego, deception. So, again, there was a split. It feels like you got out, not just in time, but definitely in the right time, you know, and it became because you listened to your guidance as fucking much as it did not make sense, you know. So you should congratulate yourself for that. You should be proud of yourself for that, you know, for allowing yourself to kind of walk through the fire that way. A lot of people don't have the courage to do that. So we have angel of mist. Yes. This angel cowered away from the idea of leaving his home in the sky. His indecision left him to exist in a place between worlds. It was uncomfortable, but he lived without having to face the reality of what he really was. When the fighting broke out, this angel did not take sides. This did not sit well with his brothers, but he could not give in to commitment. It was his nature. He was meant to be alone. So again, you're going to this place of elevation, of indifference, of impartiality, of like a neutrality. Did I already say that word? You're not from here. That's why I feel like you're really not from here. That's why the original self, the rainbow aura, like this powerful heart space, you're not from here. It keeps mentioning angel from the sky, angel from the sky, from the sky coming down. You know what I'm saying? And so like, and it feels like you're on the front lines of something. It feels like this will resonate if it resonates, but also I feel like the collective is just like, God damn, why did I sign up to be God's strongest soldier in this lifetime? You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like you've gone through a lot, but there is this neutrality that if you've ever worked with angels or archangels, they have this very indifference of like about human emotion. They're just like, but the bigger plan though, you know what I'm saying? But the spiritual law though, like, okay, you're upset about losing this one friend, but what are we really talking about though? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you have this ability to zoom out, it feels like. So there are parts of you that I feel like feels, for the experiences that you've gone through, or even feels for the people that you've experienced things with. But at the same time, because you forged yourself through this fire, you have like you kind of, again, you've elevated, and it feels like you can see things from an eagle eye point of view, and it kind of makes other people feel like you're non-committal, or that you're not defending them or whatever, and you're like, I don't resonate with this anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't resonate with the pettiness, you know what I'm saying, of this 3D, it feels like. Angel of the sky, because all the 3D does is promote separation, and you're in a place of union. Your consciousness is in union consciousness. So you're like, if there's not a solution, if there's not like, what are we actually talking about? Oh, we're just getting upset for no reason. Oh, that's not something that I really want to entertain anymore. Like, and it's like very cut and dry. It feels like sometimes you can come off as a little bit emotionless, even though that's the furthest thing that I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? That you have all this beautiful, creative, juicy energy, all of this love, but when it comes, you know how to reserve your energy now. So it says, angel of the sky, the scholar fashioned wings of his design and leapt from the citadel, drifting amid radiance toward injury and fame. What bondage is weight? Even in the burial we ascend. That is so poetic. That is beautiful. The scholar fashioned his wings. So you came down here to learn. You came and you went through Earth School. Okay, you fashioned your wings. So like you've gone through this, what feels like ascension and growth, a journey, and you've gotten some wings. And so you decided that, you knew that this was going to be painful. You knew that you could handle it though as well. And so it says, what bondage is weight? You've gotten rid of that. Like, again, you don't adhere to this like non-consensual bondage, boxing people in. You don't consent to, one side or the other, none of that. And then it says, even in burial, we ascend. So your soul actually came down here to experience this intense ego death and rebirth, because ultimately, your soul does not want to experience separation in that way. It wants to experience unity consciousness. It wants to experience itself. It wants to experience love and loving itself and loving its creations, and not creations of destruction and separation. So it feels like you came down here and your soul desired an ego death and the rebirth process through love. And then your ego though was like not fucking with that because it's of this 3D. You said, I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. What are you confused about? It seems like if this collective message is resonating with you, you're not confused at all. We have angel of truth. This most patient attendant will wait for your arrival. Yes, like you're just like, you said, I didn't even know that I have that power. Yes, this is power that exists within every single person if you go through this growth and ascension journey, through the spiritual fire. You know what I'm saying? You will find your power through your, like I said, even in your burial, you ascend. You know what I'm saying? Even in the moments where you think that you're not going to get through, that is where you forge your most strength. That is where you find your power. That is where you take your power back. Through your shadow work is where you learn to love yourself the most. Hold on. What do you mean unable to verify? Come on, TikTok. Okay. So, angel of truth. The most patient attendant will wait for your arrival. Phanuel, the angel of truth, has been here long before you arrive, standing in the gateway to the throne. You may not have seen it, you may not have heard it, but Phanuel waited there for you to wrap you up in its warm cloak. Seek it and you shall find it. So you seek the truth and you shall find it. Stop all the wars around the world. The only way that you are going to be able to have an impact on the world in the slightest is to do your own healing work. You have to start with yourself. Angel of the night. A fleeting spirit who dances across the sky, Lelio, is beautiful but aloof. The night passes whether we are lost to sleep or staring out over the darkened sky. It shows to us that for everything we see, there are 1,000 things left unseen. What you are witnessing is only ever a small glimmer of what is there. So again, you are tapped into what feels like, the gate. This collective is very up there, high ranking, it feels like. And you, again, you have this gift of discernment, or you will be developing this gift of discernment. You may be aligning with that. But it feels like because you have this aloofness, because you have this, again, large heart space, feels like you have gone through this like union, or you are aligning with like your union timeline, meaning your masculine and feminine are coming together. It feels like your sensitivities are heightened, and there's always something to be discovered. You know what I'm saying? There's always more truth to be discovered, and you're a truth seeker at the end of the day. And so if you're a truth seeker, you cannot exist in a lie. You can't exist somewhere where there's non-consensual play in that way, in lack of your own creator codes, because that does not align with the truth of who you are. So as you continue to search, as you continue to figure out who you are, to remember who you are, not even really figure out who you are, to remember who you are, as you continue to search, as you continue to figure out who you are, to remember who you are, not even really figure out who you are, to remember who you are, you're going to come across more information that helps to unlock certain things within you. At a certain point in your journey, when you're a truth seeker, it's like an insatiable thing. Like you just have to get to the bottom of, you just have to. And again, like I love going down rabbit holes. I just said I was going down so many rabbit holes, but there's something about accepting the fact that all of this lives within you and that you have a knowing. And there's a difference between being insatiably searching for the truth to validate your mind and tell you like, okay, this makes sense and this is who I am, and knowing that this resonates with my soul, and so I'm going to integrate it. I'm going to align with that. I'm going to make decisions with that information. I'm not going to just rely on what I learn in a textbook or through even a reading or anything. I'm going to sit with myself and I'm going to allow myself to look within. But you can only do that. You can always do that, but you are only going to be able to get like that esoteric, deep, hidden knowledge within you if you're able to dig deep underneath the layers of the shadow work that we have to do as well. Because a lot of us, we will avoid just even sitting with ourselves because there's so many things that we're so afraid to look at within ourselves, And so we have to do that first step. We have to shed this first skin. It doesn't feel like it's the first. It's like there's 3 layers from that harmonic chart that I was saying, 3 layers of the 3D, and then but then even in that there's like our 7 chakra system. So like I said, do your research. If you feel called to do some more research, go to Ascension Glossary. You know what I'm saying? Go to Ascension Glossary. But yes, this is the collective message. And if you'd like a personal reading, everything can be booked at atouchofvenus.com. And thank you for sharing your time and energy with me. and I will be Ascension Glossary. That is something that you can Google. Literally, it's a website, and it has like a bunch of different definitions of different things. If you're just starting off your spiritual journey, there's so much information on there. Some of it will be like above your head, because that's how I felt. And not saying that you don't have the understanding that I do. I'm just saying that you have to be willing to go down the rabbit hole and do your own research. You know what I'm saying? But that's the best way, because you're going to stumble across the information that you need specifically, you know, ascensionglossary.com. So, yes, I feel like I was going to say my new posting schedule is Wednesday and Friday on YouTube. So this will be uploaded on Wednesday. And then I'll have another one on Friday. And there are also other timeless collective messages on my page that you are more than welcome to listen to if you feel aligned to them. Okay. All right. I love you. I hope that this helps you with building a better relationship with yourself, so you can have a better relationship with the world around you. Okay. Good night. If I can